Oops.
This is a question that I came upon in my brain. When your girlfriend, or let's say back when you were single, and a girl you were hooking up with or dating would sleep over,
Mm-hmm.
and she would ask you if she could borrow a t-shirt to sleep in, which t-shirt would you give her?
Okay. This is going to be hard to answer without being a dick, but I'm going to be real here.
Please, gotta be real.
It depends on how much of a catch the girl was for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. That's what I was hoping for.
It depends, dude, because if it was a catch, like there's a hoodie in particular that I loved. I loved this hoodie.
Yes.
And I gave it to one of the most beautiful girls I ever slept with to wear, and I never got it back because you have to accept you're probably not getting it back.
Yes.
And
yes.
I look fondly back on that moment still, and again, there it is. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Was it worth the hoodie? Do you lament the loss, or was she so beautiful that you just say that's the cost? That was the tax of hooking up with that girl.
She was stunning. And it was one of those situations that was so serendipitous where like she was really into it before, like it was kind of layup. A friend's girlfriend teed it up for me, like, and it was so great. I remember just being like, this is great. Like it was so fantastic, man. So I was really happy to part with it. I knew I probably wouldn't get it back, and that was okay. Even though at the time, this was like the most expensive hoodie I'd ever purchased.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long had you had it for?
A little bit. I probably had it 4 or 5 years.
Okay. All right. So you got to spend time with it.
I spent some time with it.
Yeah. Was she the first girl that you'd ever let wear it?
Probably not. I'm sure maybe like a previous girlfriend had maybe worn it, or someone had worn it.
But maybe she was the first girl that you ever let wear it home.
Yeah. I never let somebody leave the apartment with it.
Wow. That is a serious hoodie. That's a serious hoodie. Dude, I got to tell you.
How do you feel about this?
All right. Well, I think we're moving into a slightly different territory here, which is like hoodies and things that you let people wear home. I want to address the first question, which is which T-shirt do you give, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that your point is absolutely correct. You open up your T-shirt drawer. Presumably, she's not surveying her options with you.
Right.
And I'm not going to give her all right, let's say that we're just hooking up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give her like some shitty bicycling jersey. I'm not going to give her like, US Postal Service shitty zippered uncomfortable thing. Some mesh nonsense. But I'm also probably not going to give her a T-shirt that I have an intention of wearing that week.
Right.
Because
No, agreed.
if she sleeps in that shirt, I don't think it's clean anymore.
Right.
But there are also some girls where I would think it was clean, depending on the girl.
That's very true.
Some girls sleep cleaner than other girls. I'm not being an asshole. There's a little sweating, little drooling going on. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a secretor, if you are someone who secretes or oozes in your sleep, if you wake up with really bad morning breath, I got to wash that shirt. Then there are some girls who sleep clean, sleep real clean, dainty. Go to bed, don't move from the position in which they fall asleep to the position in which they wake up.
Right.
Sort of like what you talked about when you call a girl after a nap, she's really cute. When that girl wakes up and she's wearing my shirt, I might throw that shirt on later that day. Maybe it even still smells of her.
Dude, totally. I feel you on this hard.
So I think that, depending on like, also how messy the sex is. Like if we'd had sex and then we, whatever. If we don't shower, like, yeah, I'm giving you a lax penny, dude. I'm going full on, like, and I'm talking high school lacrosse penny, not college lacrosse penny. You're not getting Harvard lax swag, okay? But yeah, I think all of these things are factors. Now, in a relationship, here's the problem. My girlfriend knows my arsenal of t-shirts. So she knows if I give her a junior varsity subpar 98 degrees instead of Backstreet Boys t-shirt. And therefore I can't get away with it. My girlfriend last week, normally she has her own pajamas or whatever, but I guess she didn't have any clean pajamas to wear. So she asked me if she could borrow a t-shirt, and I had to select one of my top t-shirts, which I was intending to wear in the next couple of days. And, I had to give that up because I can't give her a t-shirt that I haven't worn in a year, that she hasn't seen me wear, because then she's going to be like, what the fuck is this?
100%. Dude, I feel you on that. And yeah, once they have a little recon and they know like what they're dealing with, it makes it harder to deal with. And I feel you. And even to the point where my girlfriend, wonderful, sleeper. She's not like gross in any way. However, I will have just done the laundry and I actually like folded it perfectly for once and put it away perfectly for once. And and I don't usually do that. I usually leave it out for a while.
Yeah.
Like all this shit. And then it's just been done, and now she's going to take the sweatshirt that I was going to save for like a nice night and wear it, and like it's going to be hard to recreate the perfect fold, and that's just frustrating. I'd rather have her take an alternative.
Dude, her sleeping in that sweatshirt means that it wears off that nice scent of fabric softener or detergent. If nothing else, you don't get that crisp, clean smell anymore,
right?
Because it just all that delicious all that delicious perfume from the detergent goes into her body. It disappears. So the next time you put it on, yeah, okay, fine, it's like it's been lived in a little. And it's funny because I think a lot of girls kind of like that. I think girls like to wear a guy's thing that has been lived in a little, not grossly so, but they don't mind. By the way, girls, we don't borrow girls' stuff to wear to bed, right? So this is a very one-way debate. I've never asked a girl like, hey, you don't happen to have like an extra nightie that I could slip into that'll come up to my fucking rib cage. But so that's, I think I was thinking about this. It's a fascinating debate. And I also think if you're a girl and you hook up with a dude and he hands you a t-shirt to wear that is like has got holes in it or is like a chambray shirt with a pocket in the chest, that relationship's not going anywhere. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Yeah, he's not going to hit you up the next day.
No.
Sadly.
Jean shirt, a space blanket.
Dude, as if like hooking up with somebody isn't stressful enough. Now, people who are listening to this, every time now in the future they have a one-night stand, they're going to look at that shirt. Stand. It's tough. It's tough out there.
To your point, though, back to giving articles to girls to go home in, right? Well, first of all, do you think, and this harkens back to the single question, though, but do you think that in the morning, if a girl sleeps over, it's your duty to order her the Uber home?
It just really depends. Like, yes, if she has somewhere she has got to be, and you know what I mean, if it's a thing where, especially if we talked about her schedule the next morning and there was some coercion in the sense where you're like, don't worry about it, I'll get you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you talked about it before. In general, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Unless she's like really adamant about like, I'm going to walk, or like, I'm going to, don't worry about it. I have other places things I need to do around here. You know what I mean? Then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's going home, I feel like, yes, I got to get the Uber.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair, especially on like the first time sleepover, or maybe the first, 3 or 4 times. But then if it becomes a routine, then you can kind of have a discussion about it. But then the problem with that is that at that point, maybe they're accustomed to or expecting you to order them. Dude, one of the reasons I moved from Brooklyn into Manhattan was that it was just getting too expensive to keep sending girls home. Uh, I couldn't afford all the Uber rides for them to get back. And dude,
That is so.
sometimes I would pay for the round trip. Like I'd pay for them to come over from wherever the fuck they were. And then you're also they're riding on your Uber rating. So God forbid they act like an asshole on your name and you get hit. Like that's
bad.
yeah, dude.
And
You gotta
honestly,
know.
I think that Uber drivers don't like when Francis is supposed to be showing up and then, Jessica shows up instead.
Yeah, but fortunately, I have a very androgynous name.
Yeah, you do. You're
So
lucky.
most people don't know if the little blondie hopping in the back seat could be Francis.
It's really true. That's a godsend, dude.
Yeah, Giulio is a very masculine name.
Yeah. Fortunately, people get confused by it, but dude, what about this though? Like, there's something annoying sometimes about the Uber though, because if it's impractical, it frustrates me. So for example, if I wake up and she's like, I'm like, do you want an Uber back to your house? And like, it's 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. Like, it's going to take you 3 times longer. There's a surge. Just why do you even want the Uber?
I know.
You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna say this because it's fucked up. I seem like I'm being cheap, but like,
Dude, it's like there's something about a girl leaving your home, taking public transportation draws so much more light into it being a walk of shame
absolutely,
of some kind.
absolutely.
Whereas if they're escorted by a chariot Uber, with air conditioning and tinted windows, it brings them right to their door,
Right.
and they can go up. That just mitigates the shame of it completely.
Absolutely. But it's like $50 usually.
Yeah, because you're on the Upper East Side.
I'm on the Upper East Side, but regardless, unless you're like going from Chelsea to Soho, like even that is in the 20s during the day because of how long it's going to take and all this stuff. And like it ends up being really expensive. Like let's not forget that Uber in New York City is very expensive. We're not in LA, we're not in Miami. Like this is like an expensive place to Uber. So I don't want you guys to think we're cheap fucks if you're not sure how it works where we are.
Right. Yeah. I once went on a couple dates with a girl, and then I think she came over one night and we didn't do much, but she asked if she could borrow a sweatshirt, and I gave her my favorite sweatshirt. And let me tell you how personal and how important this sweatshirt was to me. It was the Harvard lacrosse sweatshirt that we had worn my entire senior season, which we would wear when we played outside on Jordan Field, which is right on the Charles River in Boston. And the wind would rip across the river. And it would be, with wind chill, it would be like 10 below zero. And the only thing keeping you from hypothermia was that sweatshirt, that thin layer of sweatshirt. And we wore it all the time. We would wear it for lifting and conditioning. We would wear it for those freezing practices. Practices so cold that we would all sneak into the training room before we went out to the field and put on surgical gloves under our lacrosse gloves so that our hands wouldn't freeze.
That's crazy. And the other thing, another important detail about this, sorry, and to interject, but like the way it works when you play college sports, they wash your shit for you after every practice. So theoretically, you could wear the sweatshirt every single day.
We did. And that's exactly right. And it was washed and worn so many times that it was almost down to the thinnest, most comfortable layer it could possibly be. It is a Japanese condom of a sweatshirt, okay? This thing has literally carried so much blood and sweat that it is a part of me and it is a part of my life. And shame on me for lending it to this girl whom I had only been on 2 or 3 dates with. I should have known better, right?
Why did you choose to give it to her?
I don't know.
You were
I was
thinking about it?
excited. Maybe it was sort of my standard Lend sweatshirt. Like I thought, Harvard lacrosse, like she'll be impressed. Let's remind her of my athletic pedigree. But it didn't move the needle at all. Nothing happened. And she went home in this thing. And I think what happened was she was wearing it at my apartment. Like when she got there, she was like, because she's wearing something uncomfortable. She put it on, and then I didn't have the heart to ask her to take it off when she left that night. She didn't sleep over though, and then we didn't want to see each other again. That was sort of the end of it, and so I had to hound this girl, and she didn't want to give it up. She kept saying things like, "Why do you care? It's only a sweatshirt." And I was like, "How fucking dare you? It's only a sweatshirt. How dare you tell me it's only a sweatshirt? You weren't there. You weren't there running wind sprints, puking when the turf field had frozen to cement because it was so cold, knowing you weren't even going to play." And so I had to Dude, I eventually got her to relinquish it, but here's how ridiculous it was. She wouldn't even she gave it to her doorman in a plastic Gristedes bag. And I had to go pick this thing up.
Oh, wow.
And I had to go to her apartment building and get it from her doorman. And it was a happy reunion, but I remember telling it on the ride home, like, I'll never let you go like that again.
If you like that video, check out our channel where we have way more videos. I just don't know how to do this. This is unbelievable. If you like that video, we have way more videos on our channel. Please like and subscribe. Turn on notifications if you want to know when there are new ones. But if not, check them out, and we appreciate it.
Oops.